We are live for the very first time on StreamYard, literally live on YouTube right now because it's the first time. We might have some kinks, as you may have noticed if you have somehow been tuning in instantaneously to our testing this morning. My bad on that. But
Same.
we are live for real this time. Dano Mataya, Calvin Wetzel here with you on the Spread the Floor show. We have a huge slate today, 5 games. Almost the whole league is in action, except for the Storm, this guy who play tomorrow. Everyone else is in action. So lots of games, lots of bets to choose from. We're going to go through them one by one, talk about some of our picks. Both of us already posted on Twitter. Some of the lines have moved, some of them haven't. So we'll talk about that. Let's start with the Dream versus the Fever. This is a back-to-back. They just played on Sunday. Right now, it is a pick 'em on some books. Some books have the Dream favored by 1 or 1.5. I'm seeing the line for the over-under at 158.5 or 159.5, depending on the book. Dano, you got any picks in this one?
I don't yet, but I did see that you took the under, went with your, back-to-back strategy, which I do like. I think it will go under. And I also did see the most recent injury report came through our email. Monique Billings is going to be out. So they're back up 4. I think she's like an 8-8 type player, 8 points, 8 rebounds a game. So, that's tough for Atlanta there. But I also love that for the under. And then I think Melissa Smith is still questionable. So, I mean, I'm definitely with you. I'll probably end up putting some money on the under, but part of me really wants to take the Fever at home. I know I'm a little worried about Melissa Smith, but also it's hard to bet against Ryan Howard right now.
Yeah, well, Monique Billings was not on the injury report yesterday, so that's not good news because I took the Dream as a pick 'em. Like I said, it has moved to Dream -1 or -1.5 on some books, but it very well may move back, especially if Melissa Smith is ruled in for this game. I could definitely see it moving back and maybe even towards the Fever -1. So probably not good news for my bet. We'll see. It's like you said, it's hard to bet against Ryan Howard right now. And I don't know what the Fever are going to do, but I know what I would do if I were the Fever, which is definitely not what the Fever have always done. I would not try to rush Melissa Smith if she's not anywhere close to fully healthy. If she's 50-50 or whatever it is, because if you're the Fever and you have all these young rookies, these sort of hopefully stars of the future, right? You want to do 2 things to make sure that they are set up for 2023, 2024. You're not winning anything this year, right? So number 1, you want to develop them, obviously, give them playing time, let them play through some mistakes, even if it means you cost you a win or 2 this year. Number 2, you want to protect their long-term health. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Melissa Smith is good to go and it doesn't matter. But, if she's playing through some pain, I would sit her. Like I said, I don't know if they will. If they do sit her, I think even without Monique Billings, I still would like the Dream side of this one. And like you said, I also took the under. Back-to-back unders have been really profitable the last year plus. Last year, they were 55%. This year, they're off to a great 1-0 start with the Storm and Mercury, coming up 41 points short the other day in their second leg of the back-to-back compared to what they put up in the first leg. So we'll see if this one goes under. I definitely like that bet better than I like either side on the spread. The second game, Sun versus Liberty. We're both on the same side of this one, Dano. I know you love some bets in this one in terms of the game and also the quarter and half bets.
Yes, absolutely. I tweeted out yesterday the point differential for the Liberty. I think it's -28 in the first quarter and -20 in the third. I could have those back to back, but either way, small sample size, 5 games, 4 games, but the Liberty are definitely struggling out of the gate. They're not coming out focused. And they're going to be missing D.D. Richards again. And now what I think is their best defender on the perimeter, because Natasha Howard obviously inside. But Jocelyn Willoughby has been ruled out with a hamstring. So that makes me feel even better. She's started every game so far. And she's done like a phenomenal job on like Arike, Kelsey Mitchell, and she's usually guarding them in the first half, and then they go off in the third. So I feel really good about this first quarter bet. I took Connecticut -2.5 at +100 for 2 units. Then I did Connecticut minus 3.5 for 1.15 units on Caesars. That's minus 115. And then I got full game at minus 6.5. I know you bet it yesterday at 7. Then it dropped randomly for like 30 minutes. Then went right back to 7. And I don't know if you saw, but it's up to 8.5 now on Caesars.
Yeah, so I do feel good about, my closing line value. I don't know why it dropped for like 30 minutes, just long enough to give you a little extra half point there.
Caesars loves me lately. I don't know.
Yeah, Caesars is just tossing up gifts, apparently. I need to wait a little bit sometimes. I like to bet the lines when they come out because I like to get that closing line value. And sometimes the line moves against me. I think more often than not, it moves in the right direction, though. So I like to get it early. I did get this one at minus 7. I actually tailed Dano on the first quarter bet as well because I love that. Even in the one game where the Liberty did play well, which was against the Sun, of course, in the opener when they won that game, still didn't play well in the first quarter. They had to dig themselves out of a hole in that game. And they ended up coming back against Connecticut to win that game. So really all 4 first quarters of Liberty haven't looked very good. And in addition, you talk about those injuries for New York. Connecticut brings back Courtney Williams from their 2-game suspension, and they bring back Wnba, who was overseas, which is huge. They'll finally have their big 3, really their whole team together. They have no one on the injury report. And, of course, they're going to be playing with a chip, too, after losing that game a week ago. So I love the Connecticut side. Doesn't matter. Quarter, half, spread, full game, whatever you can get. Go on the Sun tonight. And
I may look at an alternate line, honestly. Like, I know I screwed up with the Mystics a week ago thing, and they would really handle the Dallas Wings at home, and they didn't. But if I'm looking at alternate lines right now on Caesars, for example, Connecticut Sun minus 13.5 is plus 175. Getting Wnba back is huge for the defense as well. People forget how good she is defensively. I do like New York Liberty under 70.5 plus 155. I'm probably not going to fire on that, but I will think about putting. I know I tell you I never do a half unit, but I might do that at my minus 13.5 plus 175. We will see.
Yeah, I love that. And you talked about the defense, Wnba helping out on that side of the ball. Sun have been the best defensive team over the last now year plus. Historic defense last year. They're the only team that they're 2-0 on the unders this year. Every team, by the way, has at least one win against the spread, at least one loss against the spread, at least one under. And Connecticut is the only team without an over. So the only 0 left in any of those columns is for Connecticut overs. Of course, they only played 2 games. But I like the under in this one as well. I had it at 158.5. I'm seeing it at 156.5 now on a lot of books. And Dano, I know you love the team total under, so maybe the Liberty team total. Take a look at that one as well.
Team total. 160 now at Caesars is the total.
160.
I know. I think I have to launch.
Wait a minute. Let me refresh my BetMGM here because I got 156. It's still at 156 at BetMGM. And it's 160 at Caesars?
That's crazy.
Yeah, all right, this is the thing with WNBA, just bigger points. Sometimes the books are 3, 4, 5 points off. Not all day, but if there's like a 5-10 minute window, one of them moves and the other one hasn't, go take advantage. It looks like we are in that window right now as we speak. 4 points is a huge difference between 2 different books.
Yeah. So I just put 2.2 units on it as we speak. So there you go, YouTube.
Down on that under. That's crazy. So you talked about that Mystics Wings game last week. The Mystics have not played since then. The Wings had 1 game since then, and now they play each other again. It opened up with Mystics around -1.5 or -2. I'm seeing them at -2.5 now. And the over-under opened up at 162.5. I'm seeing it at 160.5 now. I'm on BetMGM for those. So who knows? Some books might be way different. I took Mystics -2, I believe, or maybe it was -1.5. I can't remember. I posted on Twitter, though, so you can go check. I took the under 162.5 on that one. I like that one better. We always talk about betting on regression as part of the back-to-back unders thing. like I said, this is kind of a back-to-back because the Mystics haven't played since then, and the Wings, are on a travel day, played 2 days ago, so it feels like a back-to-back in a sense. These I had the under in the first game too, and then the two teams came out, lit it up, shot 26 for 54 combined, almost 50% from three. They're not going to do that again, not combined. I don't know if either team is going to be in the upper 40s or 50% again. I think the Mystics were 52. So betting on some regression and taking the under in this one. You got any plays in this one, Dano?
No, I think I definitely lean under with you. Do you know if Elena Deladon is playing
She
today?
is playing. Yep, she is playing. There was a tweet that went out from a reporter earlier this week that she was going to not play in this one and she was going to suit up Friday. It looks like that is actually reversed. She's going to play in this one and she's going to not play Friday. So
Okay.
that's another reason why I took Mystics minus whatever it was, 1.5 or 2 as well.
And then do we know if Satu Sabale is activated yet, or?
I have not seen anything on her being activated, so I'm assuming not until I see it.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I love that Natasha Cloud is back. I think that also helps with the defense side of the ball. She's super tough defensively. So, yeah, I mean, the Wings are in a real nice rhythm right now. I'm probably going to end up staying away, maybe put a little something on the under, but I don't have a good sense. I think Dallas is the ultimate, uh, variance team that we talked about before. Just, can beat anybody and can lose to anybody. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I lean positively here is the under.
Yeah, no, you're right about Dallas with all those young players. I mean, their ceiling and their floor are really far apart in terms of how they play, when you're looking at the spread, but also just shooting wise. We saw in their first game, it came out flat. Arike was like 3 for 14. I think she had 7 points. That game went way under the total. And then, of course, in that Mystics game just a few days ago, everyone made all their threes and it went way over the total. So who knows? I might lose this game by 30 or it might be a sweat-free cash. No
Yeah.
clue, but I'm rolling with it. Then we got a couple late night games as well. If you're in the East Coast, Phoenix versus Las Vegas is the first one. The Mercury are on the road as 8.5-point underdogs. Where I'm looking on BetMGM, and the line is down to 169.5 now. It was at 171.5 when it opened. What do you like in this one, Dana?
Yeah, I mean, I remember it being at 171. It's at 169.5 too on Caesars. I already have fired on 3 separate plays. Las Vegas minus 2.5 first quarter. Their point differential in the first quarter is 46 through 4 games. So average of 11.5 points per game. They're leading by after the first quarter. The lowest they've led by is 8. I to me, it's this team just gets up early, puts you away, but outside of that one crazy day where they had the 11 hours to travel in Washington, I think they should be undefeated. So they're back at home playing against a Mercury team who they just whomped at 106 to 89 or something was the final score. And
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't gone full game yet, but I could see Aces easily covering by 13. Aces won at Phoenix, right? That first game.
they did.
So I feel comfortable. I think the Mercury haven't I don't think they've been like truly tested in the last few games. They got really a gift having getting to play Seattle at home and on the road in a back-to-back without Breanna Stewart. So I mean, to me it's clear. Like the Aces are the best team in the WNBA right now. Like I don't think it's up for debate. Their offense is unreal. I think defensively they really haven't found their stride, but I don't think that matters. I think they could do whatever they want, get whatever they want on the offensive side. This new lineup, starting Derek Hamby and Kelsey Plum. I mean, this is a dream lineup for points. So I already said I took minus 2.5 in the first quarter. I took minus 4.5 in the first half. And then I took another alternate over for team points with the Aces over 92.5. I got that at plus 150. and it's still there right now. Over 95.5 is plus 235. Do I think they put up 106 on them before? I could easily see them doing it again. The total right now is over 89.5 for their team total. I did see it at PointsBet over. It was either over 88 or over 89 at even odds. If you do want to not take the over 92.5 at plus 150, highly recommend doing it. But I mean, easily one of my favorite team to ride all season, and I think it's like the complete opposite with the New York Liberty, right? Love fading them. So I feel really, really great about this setup here.
Yeah, and if you really want to get crazy on PointsBet, you can take the actual PointsBet feature on over whatever it is team total for the Aces bet. Your however many points they go over that total, that times your stake, and you're risking if they somehow come out flat and score 70 points, you lose a bunch too. That's always a fun one. Yeah, I took the over for a lot of the reasons you said on the full game. I think I have 7 bets today because it's such a huge slate. And I think this is the one of the 7 that moved against me. The other ones moved towards that direction or stayed put. I had the over at 171.5. I honestly still like it there, even though it moved the other way for a lot of the reasons you said in terms of the offense, the lineup that they're playing and the way that they're playing. I mean, it's probably how they should have been playing with that personnel for the last few years, right? They did have a lot of offensive success in their Bill Lambier, but this is a new level. They were first in the league in offensive rating the last 2 years, and their offensive rating this year is better than it was, in the last 2 seasons. So, yeah, this is a team that could put up some points. I love the over. I maybe should take the team total over in case the Mercury just do absolutely nothing and we lose the game over on that. But yeah, I love it, and I tailed you on those first quarter, first half plays as well. I love tailing Dano. Anyone out there, tail Dano. Dano's up like 27% or something crazy so far this season. So always
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Good point. Although we keep talking about how Ryan's undefeated and we haven't jinxed him yet. He's like 9-0. So
I know that's crazy. But he's 9-0. We're putting out 20 bets a day. He needs to up his game a little bit.
Yeah, actually, he's only 1-0 in Wnba. He was 8-0 in college. But Ryan was going to be on the show with us, and then he ducked out, which I think is probably because he's trying to protect his record.
Maybe
that's I think that's Ryan's secret reason for ducking out on us. But yeah, we one more game. Let's wrap up with the Lynx Sparks rivalry game. Lynx are the only team looking for their first win. Everyone has their first loss already. Gabe, our guy Gabe, was on, what was he on, +9 or +8.5 for the Lynx, and that's moved to 7 or 7.5 now. So
yeah,
value for him. And then 160.5 is what I'm seeing on the total. You on anything for this game?
I really don't know why. I told myself if it gets to 9, I'm going to take it, and then I had a work call, and I'm really bummed about it because I see it at 7.5 now. I mean, I feel like they're going to come out with just kind of a fire lit under them, and the Sparks aren't. I don't trust them completely yet, and I usually fade. I mean, I faded or I would always bet the over when the Aces would play a dominant big last year, because Liz Cambage just doesn't have the ability to slow down some of these superior bigs. So I don't know if anyone is on like Prize Picks or whatever you bet like props, but I think it's a huge Sylvia Fowles game, and they get Kayla McBride back. And Jessica Shepard has been phenomenal. I don't know. I mean, I still think maybe 7.5 is too much. I mean, they almost beat the defending champs the other night. So without some of their, so I definitely wish I would have gotten in at +9. I still like it at +7.5. I don't think I'd do more than a unit, but it's going to be a good game for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at all the turmoil the Lynx have had and all the cuts and roster, revolving door and all that. I mean, with Kayla McBride back, you think about this lineup. Yeah, they still don't really have a point guard, but Kayla McBride, Ariel Powers, Jess Shepard, Sylvia Fowles, like that's too much talent to be the worst team in the league, just with those 4 right there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't put anything on this one. I might later in the day. We'll see. I'm with you. I wish I would have gotten in earlier, but I definitely think that the Lynx have potential to get their first win here, and it should be a good one. I hope it's a good one to close out the night. You got any final thoughts, Dano?
No, I'm just really happy. I guess I got a glitch because right when I put that bet in, the line was at 156. So I have no idea what's going on with my internet or my Caesars app, but I really enjoy it, and Caesars become my favorite sports book. I'll be at the Liberty game tonight. Follow me on Twitter for more plays. Follow Calvin on Twitter for more plays, and then if we have any official plays from Spread the Floor, make sure you're following there on Twitter. You'll get all our plays there. Super happy to continue this journey. We're only 8 game days in, and I think this is our first slate with 5 games. I'm so excited.
Yeah, our Twitter handles are on the screen right here, over there, up there, whatever. Go follow everyone, and yeah, 5 games. It's gonna be so fun. It feels like a Saturday or something in college basketball with all the games. So I'll be parked in front of my TV tonight. Daniel, thanks for hopping on, and listeners, thanks for joining us on our first ever live stream on StreamYard. Hopefully, we can do these more often. So enjoy the games tonight.
All right, take care, y'all.